A lot of crypto Twitter is botted. $100 in the next 48 hours, retweet and follow. And that means the top post for these four people. And you can see that it got a lot of engagement. So we can take a quick look. Again, we're not promoting this platform. Crypto isn't just about making money, it's about not losing money. Because you can lose money very quickly, lots of mistakes, lots of red flags you should be looking out for, and that's what we're covering in this video. If you stick around until the end, I'm sure you're going to find some new insights and perspectives on ways to look and evaluate some different cryptocurrencies and the information that you're getting. So with that, let's dive in. So I just want to go over a few things that I wish I knew when I started crypto, because a lot of people are making the same mistakes, and I see that. I see that a lot, especially on TikTok. There's so many people that still believe it's so easy to get rich in crypto. And if you've been in crypto for a while, you know it's not. Not all coins are going up. But in alt season, when coins are all pumping, it makes it easier. And people start believing that they can 5x, 10x, 100x their portfolio in a matter of days. And, there is a small chance of that happening, but for the majority of things, it isn't. And I saw this post today by ICO Beast, things I wish I knew when I started crypto Twitter edition. So I wanted to go over a couple of different points here because I think it'll help you out. And we'll look at these and, talk about what you can learn from it and the situation behind that. So those are just things to consider, and I'm just going to start setting up this stream. It's mostly not fully set up yet, but if there's something you want me to cover while we're here, let me know in the chat, and I'm just gonna get us started in a moment. So we are going to do that, and I'm going to, get the BitGet stream going on too. We'll see who ends up in here, and all right, now we can dive in. So we'll go point by point. Friction can either mean extremely high upside because great idea, not yet crowded, or it can mean the idea is terrible. The value is in figuring out which is which. Now, there's a few projects that come to mind, like AI and AI trading and all these different AI agents. And you think that, like, all right, there's friction to trading and making money in crypto. We'll let AI trade for us. We'll let AI make all our decisions. Well, if you can't consistently make money in crypto, what hope do you have for AI to do the same for you? The best you can really hope for is AI generating yield and finding yield for you. And there's a couple of products that do that already. So it's still too early for things like that. But there's also a long list of other projects that don't do well, and there's a endless list to that. So we can name a lot, but we don't need to call them out right now. But if you want to drop your project name in the chat, we can also go over that. Now, getting close to a team is probably the biggest minus EV thing you can do in 99% of circumstances. Relationships built with many 2023 era NFT founders led to my largest losses in crypto. You lose your ability to objectively analyze a project, product, etc. when you acquire emotional bags. Now, this is true for many projects. Like they tell you their vision, they're excited about it, that gets you excited, and then you hold those cryptocurrencies to zero. And I've become friends with a couple different teams. That happened every time. I wasn't objective, and I just believed in their enthusiasm. But enthusiasm doesn't mean the market is going to go your way. So these are things to keep in mind. Taxes are a good thing. It means you're winning. Don't fear taxes. So in this point, they're referencing like, all right, maybe you're too afraid to take profits because you don't want to pay taxes, but overall, it is a good thing rather than round tripping gains back to zero. And for many of us involved in crypto that have seen those gains and have seen that dopamine spike of us checking coin market cap, coin gecko, our portfolio every morning, you know that yeah, there was a point where you took a screenshot and you should have sold. So don't really think of taxes as a bad thing, but think of it as a point where maybe start taking some profit, and that's just the signal. Like if you're taking screenshots, you should probably take some profit. Related, always be selling. I round tripped low six-fig bags in 2018 and 2021 because I was afraid of taxes and didn't sell. Obvious trade exits. Selling in either of those spots would have made things much easier for me later on. I couldn't agree with this more. Oh, a lot of big losses, a lot of big gains, a lot of big losses. You just keep believing, like, all right, here it is. We buy the dip, guys. We buy the dip, right? And then it just keeps dipping, and you had too much exposure to extremely high risk assets. You know, you believe in some of these projects that you think will be in the future, but they just don't do well over time. And in the next cycle, they're even struggling more because now it's a more competitive market with new projects and new technology hitting what's available in the crypto market. So, what we want to take away from this is take profit and stay adaptable. Now, most influencers in crypto have very little functional knowledge of anything crypto. I have seen this. This isn't me, but I have seen this. Metrics are easily faked. In my opinion, one of the best tests for if an influencer has any potential is a demonstration is a demonstrated on-chain history. Force people to earn your respect and attention by demonstrating competence rather than just talking. And yeah, you know, you see a lot of projects saying like, "Oh, this is going to be the future," and they say this is the next 100x crypto, but their list of cryptocurrencies that they said is the next 100x is a long, long list. It's products that maybe they're just promoting, maybe they just want to gain attention, maybe they just, you know, do that for the views. But for the most part, anyone experienced in crypto knows most projects fail, and you don't really want to align yourself with a lot of projects that fail. You want to take chances where you see those real opportunities, where you have some reason behind that potential growth, and then you can create some wins. But promising those 100x gains every time is very tough. Now, the truth is, my biggest mistake in crypto was being greedy, was by trying to get rich in a lot of altcoins, not holding Bitcoin, taking too much risk with the leverage. And I'm sure if you've been investing in crypto, you've experienced the same thing where maybe you see this really good product, but the market cap is too high, and you're like, all right, well, this other product is very similar at a much lower market cap. Well, you know, smaller projects that don't have the funding, that don't have those big teams, that just might be one dev, they're more likely to disappear with your money. They're more likely not to be able to get the same kind of attention from the rest of the market. They might not be able to build a product as good or comparable to the existing things in the market, which is why a lot of people invest in the bigger projects that have those resources, that have the funding to innovate and continue to be a market leader. Obviously, not many projects have survived multiple years in crypto, so there's a lot of risk in that too. So, you know, some of the mistakes I had were just pretty much being too gritty. Some of the mistakes I've made. So my main mistake was getting too greedy, whether that was using too much leverage, investing in low market cap coins, and trying to get rich quick. But we have seen that in crypto, you can make a lot of money very quickly, but that comes at a very high risk. Now, when we see stories like that, we get FOMO, we want to do the same thing, and we end up losing money. So that's the thing. We can't be looking at others and seeing their success and thinking, oh, we're going to take the same amount of risk and do the same thing right now. It's not going to work out that way. But people are going to use that same psychology to manipulate you. Oh, you missed Doge at this level. Don't miss this new other coin at this level. You're going to see that a lot in crypto. You're going to get that FOMO. And the only advice I could give is to take a step back, understand what you're investing in, understand the risks you're taking, and what's in it for the other person? Are they using you to leverage their account? Are they using you as exit liquidity? Are they doing an undisclosed sponsorship? And much more. I've made these mistakes and many more. So if you want to join the live streams, we go over these, we cover some of the topics that you're interested in, and we provide insights and valuable feedback. So if you want to join the live streams, be sure to subscribe, like, and engage with these videos, as you're going to get a lot of value from that. So with that, I hope you got your full value for today.